Hey guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video, and welcome to a new series working on this guy right there. That there is an M1A1 Abrams tank made by Tamiya with the mine plow. Yeah, if we can get that intro going, we'll get right into it. Brand new series, a whole lot of stuff going on, doing some different stuff. Now, you guys might remember my very first video I uploaded was an M1A1 Abrams, and this is going to be different. It's a whole unique thing we're doing with this one today. Now, I have the box opened already, so we're going to start off by going through what's in this kit, and then we'll deal with some stuff later, okay? So let's first go through what's in the kit. Obviously, it's a Tamiya kit, so we've got some nice rubber tracks that come in the kit. Two of them, okay, so there you go. Those are going to be nice and easy. I'm a little bit impressed. Tamiya is upping their game a little bit since my last Abrams build. We've got some mesh in this bag. Let me go through it here. I'm going to switch the camera so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing and dealing with here. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so of course, Tamiya loves to use staples. There's no short. If you think there's a shortage of staples in the world, well, not by Tamiya. That's for sure. Tamiya loves their staples. Even a little bag like this, they got two of them. So we've got some mesh. This is obviously going to go for some kind of grill. We got a whole sprue of poly caps. I'm guessing these are going to be all used on the wheels. That seems kind of typical, I think, for especially Tamiya. Looks like in this bag we've got some copper chain, we've got some copper cable, black wire. That's neat little additives that we've got, and we've got a big screw and a nut, and we've got some clear parts here. I guess these are going to be probably for the lookouts and stuff like that. I'm going to keep them in the bag here because I don't want to lose them. I'm going to do the same with this and the mesh, just so that they're all together, because this is all kind of detail stuff that I'm not going to need right away, so I'm going to put it over there. Next, we have some tips if you don't know how to build a model. Cautions on heating the sprue to extend it. Obviously, this is a little technique that armor modelers do to make antennas. So heat up a piece of sprue and then stretch it out so it's a long string, and that way you get your antenna. So they're just saying make sure when you're heating it, be careful. Other sprue may generate poisonous gas if heated. So yeah. So they say you want to make sure that it says PS and only do that to polystyrene. So yeah, there you go. Incomplete combustion of the sprue generates black smoke. Be careful not to inhale it. Sprue is a combustible material, so be careful not to start a fire and burning yourself. So there you go. Be careful, guys. Don't start a fire. Don't burn yourself. This is typical in Tamiya's kits, and just giving you tips on how to do your model building and your techniques. That's kind of typical, but I think I've read those maybe half a dozen times when I was younger. We've got our instructions. I'll go through this and just make sure any color callouts. Of course, Tamiya's always got their little list of the colors you need for painting. We're going to do this a unique paint job on this one for sure, okay? Yeah, right off the top, we're building our mine plow, and we're going to be using some vinyl tubing that comes in that little bag over there. Going to be using that. That's obviously some hydraulic hose. Tamiya tanks, there's really not a heck of a lot to building them. They go together fairly quickly. Of course, it's Tamiya, so they usually fit together pretty precisely. So yeah, we're building our turret. There's our main gun, the rear stowage rack. They call it here a bustle rack. Cut mesh into size and shape as shown below. So we're going to cut the mesh into this, including the little notches, to fit down on the bottom and become the floor of our little rack. Put it all together. We've got painting of the men if you do that, the markings on the tank, all that fun stuff. They show you how to put the tracks together here. So there we go. And then we've got camouflage pattern if that's what you're going for. Anyway, let's see what else we got. So we have our main tub. This is kind of typical with a Tamiya kit. We've got our suspension pieces already on the tub right out of the box. If this were a main kit, we'd be assembling all of these, of course, because on a main kit probably going to have some adjustable suspension. Not with this one though. Okay, so there's our tub. Let's take a look here. When was this manufactured? They always do this here. In here, 1982. 1982 they made this kit. 1982. Let's put the tub over there. Let's see here. First sprue out of the box. Get our staples out. This is the only time you guys are going to be seeing this model in these colors, because once I've got all of the sprues out of the bags, I'm going to primer them all. I'm going to primer everything. Okay, you got to primer your kits. Okay, all right, so there's your sprue. We've got the rails, stowage stuff, all this kind of stuff. We've got a man's body and his arms. Okay, sprue number 1. It's not really number 1, that's sprue D. So the first thing I did was grab my D out of the box, which is okay to do, you know. It's okay to grab your D once you pull it out of the box. There's nothing wrong with that. Looks like in this bag we've got some decals too. Ah, we actually have decals. So it's rare, you know. I've built a few tank model kits and the decals are kind of... I even had a tank that had 0 decals in it. But here we've got some decals here. I know these little funny eye things go on the mine plow. Bacteria. Adios 91. Yeah, Desert Lance. Anyway, there's our decals. That's what comes with the kit. We've got, oh, this turret wants to come off of the sprue, so I'm just gonna say, okay, go ahead. There we go. That's the upper half of the turret. We've got our main hull, the upper hull. Some nice detail there. Would have been nice to have actual, maybe some photo etch mesh to cover these instead of being molded, but whatever. It's Tamiya, right? It's not a Meng kit. Meng would have come with photo etch, but that's alright. So that's going to go on there like that eventually. Okay, so that's that one. Let's put this aside. In this bag we have our wheels sprues. These are always fun. You spend an hour assembling 30 wheels, but again, it's okay. The Abrams doesn't have a super ton of wheels on it, so it won't take that long. 2 sprues, they are identical. These are our A trees, both of them the same, A and A. Wheels, we've got the tow cables. Oh, this one's broken. We got a broken tow cable, guys, right here. This one's broken. Right out of the bag. It's already broken. How about this one? This one's in one piece. This one's fine. But we got a broken one. But that's okay. I could put a little bit of glue on that just as it is. And because it's held there, just going to repair it right now, right on the sprue. There we go. We'll put this down and we'll let that cure. Okay, we'll put this over here near it. There's those. Okay, I'll move this guy over here. Next sprue. This looks like our mine plow stuff. Get our staples out of the way. It'd be nice if to me I invested in a heat press and they could just heat seal their bags instead of the staples. Okay, yeah, mine plow parts. That's what this sprue is all about here. Mine plows. Yep, there you go. That's that one. One more sprue in the box to look at. Get into there. Pull that staple out. Some of you guys might be thinking, you're going to ruin your tweezers by doing this. What I'm doing, I'm actually making sure that I'm sliding the tweezer through the staple far enough that it's in a strength spot. It's thicker at this point, so I'm not going to bend my tweezers. I'm not just getting the tip in there and then reefing on it. This looks like side panels for the tank. That's pretty obvious. This is our back panel with our engine cover and I guess maybe exhaust. I don't know. I'm assuming that. I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know Abrams that much. I'll admit that. We got machine guns, a couple of them there. I know they got almost a full man, but he's missing his arms, which are there and there. Hatch canisters, or ammo canisters. Yeah, little details here and there. Anyway, that's all the sprues. That's it. Okay, so like I said, this is just going to be quick, at least for now. What I need to do is prime all of this. I'm going to prime all the sprues, and I'm going to be using Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500 white. I'm going to be priming this with white primer, and I'll explain why I'm doing the white. Why white? You know, you guys see me use gray primer, use black primer a lot, especially on the armor models. You know, that black base looks really good doing your dark tones and stuff like that. So why would I be using white? Because this tank is going to be a very unique color. You know, just with the rare exception of a few of my favorite kits that I've built, 99% of all my builds go on shelves and displays at my father's place. They go on display at my dad's place. My dad asked me for an orange tank. Specifically, he asked for a fluorescent orange tank. And when I asked him why, he just said he would like to see some color on that shelf. I've got a shelf where there's a few tanks lined up in a row, and he wants some color on that shelf. So he wants an orange tank. I said, you know, there's a reason why the military doesn't paint their tanks orange. It's not enough to convince him he wants an orange tank. And he wanted specifically an orange Abrams tank. So here we are. I said, okay, I'll see what I can do. I went online and I was curious. Is there ever an orange tank? Ever an orange tank built? Anybody, anywhere? Sure enough. I'll see if I can bring up the picture here. I found an orange tank online. And it's not that I found like an actual orange tank. but it it is a real tank. Let me just I'll be back in a minute here. Let me find it here. Okay, so here we go. That is the closest thing I could find to an orange tank that actually possibly could have been a real tank at one point. It is only a drawing of it. Of course, it's not a photograph, and it's not an Abrams. I believe it's a Tiger. No, it's a Panther. It's a Panther from Germany, 1945. Yeah. Orange. I told him that's the paint job I'll do on this one. Of course, it's the only picture I could find online, so I only have the picture of it from the side. I don't have any pictures of it on the top, so it's basically just going to be a free-for-all. I'm going to make it up as I go, and that's the way it is. So, when next we meet, you're going to see all this stuff is all going to be white, and we'll start getting into the build, okay? So, we'll see you in a little while, and we'll get started on actually putting this thing together. All right? See you in a bit. Hey guys, I'm back now, and you know, I just spent a good half an hour assembling some parts, and I realized I forgot to hit the record button. You know, I've seen other YouTubers say, oh, I built this and I forgot to record it, and I thought, how do you forget to record? And I just did. I actually forgot to hit the record button. So I'm going to recap. Everything is white. Everything is white. It's white, white, white. Nice white primer over everything. Okay? But then what I did is, after the white, I took my pre-mixed orange. It's a pre-mixed color of that. I don't know the two colors that I used to mix, but I made it myself, and obviously I just put it in a spare jar that was the Tamiya LP37, I guess, gray. Yeah, this used to be light ghost gray, but it's now orange. That's the orange I'm using for this tank, and as you can see by the parts sitting on my desk, I've already assembled a few pieces. I decided I need to do a kind of a preliminary first coat on all the parts, because when I assemble them, I want to have I don't want to have any white in the nooks and crannies, because that's going to create a weird look. Even with an airbrush, there are some parts that are really hard to get in there and spray. So while they're on the sprue and they're all separate pieces, I can spray all six sides of every piece, and get that done. And because once it's assembled, sometimes you just can't get into all the little deep areas and stuff like that. When you're priming it with a dark brown, or with a black, that will act like shadows and stuff like that. And that's cool, and that works. But I prime this thing white, so I can't get away with that. I need to make sure that I paint everywhere, and so that's why I did kind of this is kind of like my first coat of orange on here. I actually did kind of like two coats, but as I put more and more coats on it, it gets more and more deeper orange, and that's what I want. So anyway, did that, and now I started the assembly on the first few pieces on our mine plow. The first was the mount base assembly, which were these two pieces here on each side, and then our, what they call them, skid arms, just a couple of pieces on each skid arm. That one there and that one there. And now I'm out of time and I need to go, so this is what I'm going to be doing. We're going to continue this next time. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the comments on my latest build. Of course, the F-15, that was a fun one. Yeah, thanks guys. Sorry I failed to record this particular part, but live and learn, right? Anyway, thanks again guys, and we'll see you all in the next one.